It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Every new product I test, if I don't go viral in the first week.
If you do that, that's a guaranteed way to succeed. Honestly, Mikey is probably the prime example of keeping going no matter what. And you're gonna be able to learn a bunch of things because this guy did one thing right. He did not stop. And he kept doing things until he made it work. So today we're gonna talk about specific mindset questions and how he actually was able to push to numbers now, which are insane. First of all, how was this whole ride? Like, how much stress did it bring with you?
It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life because when things go good, it's very hard to stay calm. You will be on such a high and then things go down. And then you start to question whether, am I a fraud? Can I still go viral? Am I wasting my time? That's even after you've already made it work. That's not even counting the months and months and months you have to grind to improve your content. Long story short, it messes with you in crazy ways.
Along the whole way, you're saying that you faced like a bunch of problems and it was the most difficult thing. If you would have to nail one point, what actually was the most difficult thing? To keep going, to generally start, to do specific things? What specifically was it that was so hard?
Definitely to keep going when things are not working. When things start to slow down, you feel like, okay, this is not working. I need to quickly switch to something else instead of being logical and realizing that TikTok organic is not a flat thing. It's not going to stay up. It's going to go up, going to go down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So that's probably the most difficult thing. Like when things are down, they are down. It's really bad.
So overall, how did you overcome being a failure?
I didn't. I'm still a failure. Like it still feels like that. Like every time I make, like it slightly gets better and better and better. But every new product I test, I'm not gonna lie, if I don't go viral in the first week, it's kind of like I'm a fraud. Like what's going on here? Like you still start to doubt yourself a little bit. But like I am getting better at handling that.
By the way, a really important thing we need to talk about here is there's no trick. A lot of people expect a trick in your mindset and you're gonna hack your way into being successful. Nothing changes. You watch any video ever, whatever you're gonna see there is no trick. You just do it until it works. That's it. That's actually it. If you do that, that's a guaranteed way to succeed. Just think about it. There's no way how you don't succeed if you don't stop until it works. The problem here, you could say the same exact analogy over gambling. You just keep going, bro. Keep going. You're gonna win at some point. And for some people, dropshipping is a gamble. They just don't stop. They don't think. They just keep going and keep going and keep going. And they expect it to work. But in reality, they go down so much that going out of that hole is gonna be almost impossible. You need to have breaks where you think. This is one of those things where I actually remember a moment where I learned this, where I was basically a club promoter in Barcelona. Everything went to shit and I had a flight to catch in like 3 hours or something. And I was walking around the apartment searching for my passport, couldn't find it. And I was running around like an idiot and searching and searching and searching and searching. Back then, my roommate was like, stop and think where you left it. And I stopped and I thought and I remembered it's there. This is what you constantly have to do. You need to have breaks where you think. Just think, actually think. This is what most people do wrong in life. It's a life cycle where they are in a job for 25 years because they don't think of something better. They are just doing their job because they think there's nothing else out there. They have their job, that's it. I get my salary, I have to pay my bills, so I have to go to my job. I'm just gonna go tomorrow, then I'm gonna go again, and I'm gonna go again, and that's it. This happens when you do apply the method I talked about, where it's just keep going until it works, without thinking we're having the right strategy. Because you can do that in a lot of really fucked up ways where you just crush your life. Was there any specific things which actually motivated you to keep going along the way?
No. Most of the time, I'm just dealing with a lot of emotions. Like most of the time, more often than not, things are down. The ups are very limited. What was the question? Well, for me, I basically forced myself in a position where I could not fail. That was pretty much what kept me going. Also, I had you and Jacob to keep me accountable, and also I had to post a YouTube video at the end of the day. So there was no motivation. It was just I had to do it. I didn't have a choice. I had to post a YouTube video at the end of the day. It will surprise you how much you will do when there is something at stake or when there's a deadline, which it's like typical like school homework and all those things.
Yeah, 100%. If you would have a teacher or somebody who's gonna shit all over you if you don't give the exam, or you're like a parent which is gonna like destroy you for having a bad grade, it's very simple to just do it. Because you know until now you need to do it and you do it. With dropshipping and with life in general, at some point you become self-accountable. You need to be accountable for yourself. And in school, everybody pushes you to do something. Even in university to some degree. But at some point, it's like, do what you want, bro. Just wake up when you want. You want to build a business, you can wake up at 8 a.m., 6 a.m., 10 a.m. It's your decision. Nobody watching you, nothing. It's very difficult to be accountable in those places. So I would recommend getting one or two things. Either an accountability buddy, which is just like a friend where you tell him what you want to do and he tells you what he wants to do and you just constantly hold yourself accountable, or a mentor, which is also going to tell you if you're going in the right or wrong direction. Obviously, the friend also doesn't know what she's doing and that's a little bit different, but just that is going to be super helpful by itself. Even a complete degenerate who has no idea about anything, you tell him you're going to do something, you feel more obligated to actually do it. And I feel like you made a really good point about the downs are more emotionally stressful than the happiness on the highs. What specifically do you mean by you're stressed when it's down? Like what do you feel?
You feel like it's not going to come back up and your life is over and you can't replicate what you've done again. Even though you have so much proof of concept behind you, there's that little bit of doubt stays there and just refuses to go. So if you're someone that can't deal with that, you might have some trouble.
Did you ever feel like quitting dropshipping?
Yes, literally every week, every month, why am I putting myself? Why do you people put yourself through all this? Like, why not just have a simple life? Just go to work, get a job. Like, it's not for it's hard. It's hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat the thing. It's hard. Mainly it's hard mentally. The physically, the actual actions and everything, it gets to a point where it's just consistent. But the mental parts with the ups and downs, that's what really messes with you. If you were a robot, dropshipping would be so easy, but it's because we are human. That's what makes it so hard.
Would you say it ruins your day when you have a bad dropshipping day or week? Like, are you personally affected in your dropshipping dashboard?
In the beginning, yes, but now I have some money somewhere, so it doesn't really hurt me because the downs are still bigger than the previous downs. My downs are 500k days.
500k days?
Yeah.
500k days?
$500 days. I ideally want to stay consistent at a 1k day. If I go below that, I'm kind of upset. But that's still ridiculously way better than I've ever had. So it's just relative.
I've actually gotten this specific question a lot of the times where your Shopify dashboard emotionally impacts your day on a bad and good day. Especially on bad days, it's going to be much worse than it's good on the good day. So a bunch of students of mine asked me, how do you actually get rid of that? How do you not have a bad day just because you had a bad Shopify day? The answer is literally what Mikey just said. Money in your bank account. It's actually gonna allow you to chill and relax a little bit more. There's no real trick around it and you're gonna feel stressed and you can explain to yourself, all right, this is all bullshit, I will make more money. You need to see money in your bank account and then you relax. That's the main way on how you actually get to a chill mindset, because everything is under stress when you don't have money. Everything you do generally. It's really weird on how relaxed you are after a certain point, but also don't get me wrong, it doesn't get increasingly better. It's just when you are at a minimum, you're stressed, then you are not stressed, and if you make even more, nothing changes, and then you have completely other stress levels. Now, it's not a bad day which is affecting you, but like an employee quitting or some random bullshit or payment provider blocking or some other bullshit which is just stressing you out because it happens in the moment, and all the losses are also feeling much bigger than in the beginning. Whenever you start making money on a high level, you are able to lose way more than in the beginning. I have lost literally $1 million plus with stupid mistakes on a higher level. I'm gonna get into what specific mistakes I did in another video, but it was dumb mistakes I did. It only happened because things were going well. I cannot lose $1 million if I'm not making shit. It doesn't happen. So if you personally want me and my team to hold you accountable for everything you do and guide you through the entire process, so you have this mental peace that you're going in the right direction. You're not gonna waste your time with strategies or things where you're not sure if you're doing the right thing. It's something which probably is stressing you out right now because you don't know if you're going in the right direction, but if you actually have a person who's gonna tell you if you are or not, it's gonna calm everything down. If you're interested in that, click the link below, sign up for a call, and we're gonna start working the program where me and my team is just gonna walk you through the entire process of finding a winner, getting amazing content, scaling, and making a shit ton of money. Click the link below, and I will see you soon.